Good evening, friends. It's Rick Beatty and Kim Lang coming to you live tonight from our sanctuary in Royal Oak, Michigan. And I already know that there's at least one person on from Sacramento, California. I just verified that the streams are running. So we welcome you to Wednesday Night Live. It's a service of music and meditation and time for reflection. I often think of this as the middle of the week reset button. And who doesn't need a reset button, particularly as, everything is so different than we're used to. So this is a time to come together and potentially turn away from all the noise around us and all of the uncertainty and turn within. And we call it meditation. There is a level of meditation that was practiced by our co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, long ago. And it was a deeper sense of what they called being in the silence, entering into the silence. So I want to read to you just a couple of paragraphs from Myrtle Fillmore's book, Healing Letters. And this book is actually a combination of her letters, and she wrote many, many letters. Myrtle started the Silent Unity work, and she did that for a long time, and she would respond to the prayer requests. And interestingly enough, she had to type everything twice, and she always typed in purple ink, indigo ink. And I can't remember the story about that, what it meant, but it had something to do about the healing qualities of the color violet, of indigo. So I want to read to you from Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters just a little bit, and then we're going to move into that place of silence. So I'm reading a letter called Going Into the Silence. Students should not try so hard to go into the silence. When your growth brings you to the place where your consciousness may be so completely merged with Christ ideas in God mind that you lose all sense of things about you. In other words, you're beginning to lose your separate sense of your ego life and beginning to be aware of something bigger. She continues, it is time, so when your consciousness may be so completely merged with Christ ideas in God mind that you lose all sense of things about you, it is time to seek to go into the silence. But one should not try to hurry this experience. Anything that is an effort and that disturbs the natural functioning of the body is not going to bring your mind into conscious at-one-ment with the source of your light and every good. It is because a person tries to force the process of going into the silence before he is ready for it that he has that unpleasant experience, about which some ask, of the heart's beating so rapidly and hard. This comes from trying to get the body to become inactive in the effort to go into the silence. Instead of stirring up greater activity, laying hold of more life, and using it, you use the body to become tense. Interesting point she makes. So the heart must pump harder to take care of its work. When wisdom and love and life and power prompt your thoughts, you are living and moving and having your being in the very presence of God. And you know that all is well. Then you will be able to concentrate upon anything that requires your attention, and you will be quiet and poised and comfortable. With a relaxed body, you will lay hold of more life activity and come forth refreshed. When you start to go into the silence, you should breathe evenly, and we will do that in just a couple of minutes, in the happy feeling that you are taking in great drafts of God's pure, life-sustaining air, which is being used by every cell and blood corpuscle. She wrote this more than 100 years ago, or about 100 years ago. Actually more. When you start to go, take your attention down out of your, now listen. So we get in touch with our breathing. We're going to take our attention down out of the head and into the organism, meaning into the body. Down, become aware of your body. Very often, those of us who are New Thought are kind of stuck in our heads. Have you noticed that? And so meditation, this going into the silence, is an opportunity to get out of the head, get down into the body, into the heart. I like to bring my attention to my heart space. The flow of blood will follow the attention down the trunk of the body and into the feet and hands, and thus the forces of being as well as the flow of the bloodstream will be equalized. You should be just as fair to the members of your body as you would be to a neighbor. You wouldn't expect to hold the neighbor's attention on one spot all day long, nor would you expect to demand of the neighbor that she do without something that she should have, nor would you burden her with more work than she should do. Now you are to treat your own members, which are close neighbors to your body temple, with just as much consideration and wisdom and love, giving them the benefit of this quiet time with the divine Creator. So I invite you to take a breath and realize that now is the time. We are here. We have gathered in this space.
We have gathered in this space
to seek the divine, to feel love's sweet embrace,
to feel love's sweet embrace.
So close your eyes and let go. Still your mind.
Still your mind.
Just breathe.
Breathe.
Look within and know.
Look within and know
that God is here.
that God is here
With everything you need.
everything you need.
So allow your attention to move down your body. And as your attention moves down the body, notice that the breath follows. And each breath, breathing in God, breathing out God. There's nothing we need to do to breathe, for we are being breathed in this moment. As your attention moves to your body, to the extremities, to your feet, blood flow moves with you. As you relax into this space, into this time, into this experience of the divine. And move with your next breath. Move it with your next breath inward. Let your attention go to as the breath flows. Notice how your body is relaxing, beginning at your feet, scanning up the body, your ankles and shins, calves, your knees, the glutes, the great muscles of our thighs. Everything relaxing, all becoming equalized as we enter into the silence of our inner being, not as a punishment, but as a pause for refreshment and to experience our own inherent oneness with our Creator. And imagine, if you will, in your mind, that you are seated in a very sacred place, and that you are sitting there. You are sitting there with Jesus, our master teacher and way shower. And with every single breath you take, you become more relaxed, more aware of this presence, not only of Jesus, but the indwelling Christ. And allow yourself some time in communion with this presence and power. Should anything disturb your experience, noise, or if your mind wanders, just gently bring it back. I bring myself back to the rhythm of my breathing. Breathing in, God is. Breathing out, I am. Breathing in, we are one. God is, I am,
God is,
we are one.
I am, we are one.
Breathing in, God is,
God is,
I am,
I am,
we are
I am,
we are one.
one.
God is,
God is,
I
I
am,
am,
we are
we are
one.
one.
And allow your mind to rest in this awareness of the oneness. Remembering that the only requirement is that you be open to receive the flow of good, to receive the connection from Spirit, to receive the wisdom that might be available to you there. Breathing in, God is, I am, we are one. One presence, one mind, one love. Everywhere present in its totality, in you and in me.
I am
Don't force this time at all, but open your heart more fully, more completely, to the presence and power of the living one in you, as you, and in every other person who's sharing this meditation, either in its live form or afterwards in our archives. For the energy pattern that we establish here goes forth. We speak our word and it moves forth. And the word is connection for us today. Connection with all that is. The answers to the challenges we have are found within the wisdom of the One. The outer world may appear at times unusual or frightening, like a foreign place, particularly now. But while your attention is focused inward, survey your world, your conscious world. And notice that in your world, in this moment, all is well. You are safe. You are whole. You are complete in every way. You are alive with the very life of God. Now is the time. And we are here. We have gathered in this space, this internal space, this inner realm. We're here to seek the divine. And we don't have to seek hard, for the divine is the very life that lives us. We're here to feel love's sweet embrace. I know that many of us right now are, one of the things we miss most is the ability to hug people. Imagine that the divine presence in you is giving you a hug right now. Imagine it. So with your eyes still closed, let's go deeper within. Quiet your mind and notice your breath. Notice your breath. Look within. Look around. Look with love and know that God is here with everything you need to be happy now. You have now. Imagine that picture that we've all seen from space, from the Apollo series when the astronauts took pictures of the Earth, and it was just a single blue and green globe. Just imagine that one planet covered mostly by water. And I'm going to ask us all to hold in our mind's eye a wrap of light. Imagine a beam of light, bright purple light, reflecting Mrs. Fillmore's indigo ink, flowing out in consciousness, wrapping this planet. We hold it in light and love, and we see ourselves evolving, learning from this experience, expanding our consciousness, stepping more fully into the indwelling Christ than we ever have. So we give this gift to every single person on this planet. We make no distinction about where a person lives, nationality, ethnicity, gender, race, gender identity, orientation, preference, any of it. Doesn't matter. For there's only one God. Only one presence and one power. Continue to bathe this planet in light and love with the conscious awareness that everything is shifting. We're moving from good to greater good. And that movement begins in consciousness. And consciousness is simply awareness. For that which you are aware of, that you become. And now hold an image in your mind of any person or persons here, and we're going to go through a few, but any personal prayer request, just hold an image of it in your mind. The person, the circumstance, the situation. For we know that whatever the request, the answer is the same. For healing, the answer is God. God is my source of health. God is my source of abundance. God is the source of my life. God is the source of my peace. The peace that passes understanding flows from the one. Jesus, the Christ, said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives, give I to you." The peace we seek comes from beyond this experience. It's not physical. What we think of as reality is actually the expression of something spiritual. And now imagine those workers who are going back to work this week and people who have gone back to work all over the country. Excited, yes. Apprehensive, yes. Let's bathe this whole planet with a profound sense of God's love and peace. For we know that even in this time, people are meeting and falling in love. Babies are being born. Children laugh and play. And for many of us, summertime has come. And now imagine all of our healthcare workers of every kind, dentists and dental technicians and nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists and all of the people that make up our health system. We're grateful to them and we bless them. And we know that every time we put a mask on out in public, we're giving them a real blessing, those workers. So clerks and cooks, the dry cleaners, all the little things that perhaps we've taken for granted and now we notice. And now let us imagine all of the world's political leaders. Let's hold in our mind a blessing for them, that they might be filled with an awareness of our oneness, that they may be inspired to lead and guide. May their hearts be open to each other, to us, and to the truth. We know that working together, all of us, 7.57 billion people on this planet, we will not only survive, but we thrive. And now I invite you to hold your own prayer intention, personal, whatever is on your mind. And I have a few in my world. And one of my personal intentions is to be the very best me that I can be today. To be as open to love and open to loving. And open to myself, to the wisdom in me, to finding any place in me that I am less than loving, less than peaceful, that I'm holding a judgment. And when I find them, God, I just give them to you. And now fill yourself with a sense of peace and light and power. Just see it as a fountain moving through and out of you, flowing out in every direction. For we are light workers and light bearers. That's why we're here. Not this crude body. For we also have a light body. And from this place, we illumine the world and we bless each other. Take a deep breath in with me. Sigh it out. And begin the journey back in consciousness to this moment, to the place that you are resting in. And your awareness of this time together. And when you're ready, allow yourself to float back in consciousness. And if you've got your eyes closed, open them up. And I say to you, Namaste. And thanks for joining in this time of meditation and prayer. We're so grateful for you. Grateful for your encouragement, beautiful letters and cards and notes, emails. If you're new, if you're joining us, whenever you hear this meditation for the first time, if you've not joined us before, I invite you to get in touch with us. Send an email to info, just info, info@unityofroyaloak.org. Of course, you can call too, but we're not here much to get the phones. You can certainly email me. If you send that email to info, I'll get it. If there's some way that we can support you in prayer, let us know that as well. It's our joy. You can send a prayer request to prayer@unityofroyaloak.org. Of course, we continue to stream Wednesdays and Sundays. And then we have many Zoom meetings. Visit our website at unityofroyaloak.org, and you will find a way to submit a prayer request. If you look at the classes tab, you'll find all of the Zoom meetings we have in lieu of classes. You can also find an opportunity there to make a donation, and we appreciate your financial support, which keeps the ministry running and makes what we're doing now possible. Together, I know that we will get through this. It may look different. I think it's going to be, if we open our minds, an amazing journey to what's next. So thank you for being here tonight. God bless you. Come back next week. Namaste. Be a blessing on your world today and always. Thank you so much.